Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, look at that. We're here for real. Yay.
Yay.
Hi. Welcome to Psychic
Hi.
Tapestry. I'm Ken Kessler, and she's Toni DeMaio. Hi, Toni.
Hi, Ken, and hello, everybody. It's so nice to be back. We finally got it right, technically.
We have been beset by a couple tech issues and a couple other things, and we'll get into that in just a moment. The phone number, we are live, by the way. It is Tuesday, September 20th, and, excuse me, I apologize for that, but there's probably more coming. I need to drink. But we are here live. It's Thursday, September 20th, and the phone line's open. 347-838-9903 is the number. There are people already on the line, so if you wanted to call in tonight, sooner is better than later. I feel like I say that all the time, but it's always true. If you are listening on the Blog Talk Radio website, you can scroll down to the bottom. Let's try that again. You can scroll down to the bottom and pop in the chat room and join us there. I just opened that up. You can also connect to us through social media, Facebook.com/Psychic Tapestry, @Psychic Tapestry on Twitter. Phone's the best, though, because you may have follow-up questions for us. We may have them for you. And the back and forth of the conversation is much easier on the phone than it is typing it out in the chat room or through social media. But you could be working or driving. Geez, I hope you're not driving and trying to call in. But you could be doing something that makes it difficult or even impossible to call in, or you just may not want to. Maybe you don't like your voice on the radio thing. Maybe you like the anonymity that social media and the chat room give you. Maybe it's something else we haven't even thought of. Whatever the case may be, that's why those other options are available to you. So, there. We haven't done this in a while.
No.
And if you guys don't mind, I want to mention why we haven't done this in a while. We've had a couple tech issues the last couple of weeks, which were out of our hands. I live in Florida now, and throughout the summer, every afternoon we get thunderstorms in Florida.
Yes, I remember.
And sometimes they're more severe than others. Mm-hmm. And I know at least one of those times we're having a big storm. And the reason I'm not afraid of the storms, but our internet is, so that made it tricky to connect. In fact, the last time I believe I had connected and we lost the internet for just a moment, but Blog Talk Radio then locked me out because you can only come in once.
Yeah.
And it locked me out. We couldn't, and it was, just moments before the podcast was supposed to start. So it was out of our hands, and I just kind of look at it like, oh, well, then we weren't supposed to do one tonight. So
to do it, yeah. There you go.
But about a month ago, I had a little medical thing, and that kept me from being on. My lovely and talented wife, Lisa, came on in my stead and talked to you, Toni.
Which was wonderful.
I had a problem.
She's amazing. Go ahead.
Yes, she is. I had a problem with some very sudden and very extreme knee pain, and I was bedridden, and I was taking a lot of pain medication, and I just didn't feel like, even if I could sit up for the whole hour, I just felt like I was really in no condition to be doing readings, certainly.
Right.
And I just felt my getting some rest was the best thing for me. So that started my time off from Psychic Tapestry. That's why I had been gone. I'm much better now. But one of the things that I did when I was miserable and in pain is I messaged you, Toni, begging and pleading for Reiki.
Which I love to send you anytime.
I appreciate that. I feel very, very fortunate. Certainly in that respect. And I didn't know what the problem was. My doctor didn't know what the problem was. I had an arthritic flare in my knees that had apparently been something that was dormant from when I was a kid playing soccer, and I had an accident then, and then it just sort of waited until I got older, and then it said, surprise, here I am.
That's exactly what it does. That was well
I didn't
said.
know, but I didn't know what it was, and I'd never experienced anything like this. And I had a new doctor. I had just started a new medication for something else, so I didn't know if this was some kind of crazy side effect from that. The doctors didn't know because it started right around the same time. So it was a big mystery, and we didn't know what it was, why it was happening, and how to make it stop, other than taking a whole lot of pain medication, and didn't even really get to the right amount of that for several days. And in the meantime, I had been messaging you and asking for Reiki, and because it's like the man flu is when a man gets sick, it's the worst sickness they've ever had, and they're so much thicker than you've ever been, and they need all kinds of help. And I'm sure that this was the same, that I was in horrible pain that no one else has ever experienced in their whole lives.
Well, it's hard to be in pain, especially when you don't know why.
Yeah.
That makes it worse.
Exactly. And to make matters worse, it hurt badly enough that sleep was difficult. So it wasn't just pain. It was then the being overtired, which puts you in a weird frame of mind because you're not capable of really good judgment processes. And I was, but you helped me a lot by sending me Reiki, and I thought that's something we should talk about because, well, everybody who's listening is not as lucky as I am in that they can't just reach out to you personally and say, please send me some Reiki. But everybody can learn Reiki. Everybody who's listening could learn Reiki, either how to just perform it on yourself or your pets and loved ones, or to take it further and help others if you're driven to that, if you feel like that's your path, or you could just seek out somebody like Toni to be able to get treatment, and it's wonderful. And I wanted to talk about that with you because we haven't talked about Reiki in a while, and I thought this was really appropriate from what I've been through. So for those who are listening who have no idea what Reiki is, let's start there. What is Reiki? Okay.
The way that I teach Reiki, I'm a Reiki master, and Reiki can only be taught by a Reiki master. And there are 3 levels of Reiki that you have to take in order to be able to teach it. And it's like Reiki 1, Reiki 2, and the master class, which then qualifies you to become a Reiki master and teacher. So what is Reiki? The way that I teach it is that it's really God's unconditional love for us. It's the same healing energy that I would say that Jesus used when he was healing people on earth. But of course, he did it better than anybody else. I mean, we're not raising the dead or anything like that with Reiki. But the various results from a Reiki treatment are anything from, this is how I put it. The worst thing that will happen to you is that you'll feel wonderful, energized, balanced, aligned. And if you have pain, it will be lessened or gone. And the best thing that could happen is that you'll have a miraculous healing or recovery. And it could be from something catastrophic. It could be. but you cannot predict what the outcome will be from a Reiki treatment, other than the fact that you will be relaxed, de-stressed. You're just going to feel great. So you pass Reiki to people, you channel it through yourself, from the heavens or the divine realms of heaven through your body. It's like a prayer. It's like a prayer healing. That's another good way to put it. And there are various hand positions that are on, over, or around the various chakra openings of the body. There are 7 main ones. And I don't know if you want me to go into the chakras, but there are 7 main ones on the body. And they have different corresponding colors. So you can imagine the colors while you're channeling the Reiki, and that helps it also. And you want to cleanse the chakra area, open it up, and then you can go anywhere on the body where there's pain, like your knee, even though there isn't a chakra there. The practitioner or master can put their hand on the knee and channel Reiki there, or any place that it's needed. And the good thing about Reiki is it can be sent long distance, from great distances. There's a simple ceremony to go through to send it long distance. And Reiki is the Japanese approach to what we call energy healing. And one of the first and most popular forms of energy healing is prayer. So people pray for people to recover or to feel better, and that is also very effective. It's all the same energy, really. Different modalities give it a different name. Like doctors and nurses in America will often have taken a course called Healing Touch. That's the same thing as Reiki. It's just the American approach. And it's more acceptable in America because it is an American approach. It has a simple name, Healing Touch. But you'll find doctors and nurses, especially in cancer hospitals, that have been attuned to that. And I personally have attuned, I would say, maybe 50 or more nurses and RNs to Reiki, and they flow it in the course of their work. Just helps everything go a little smoother. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, I remember at least 10 years ago, possibly more, my daughter had some very minor surgery, routine, no big deal. And one of the things that the little questionnaire things that she had to fill out was about different kinds of healing that she wanted, or inspiration or spiritual whatever. And
really?
one of the choices was Reiki. And I was really surprised to find that in the regular in the hospital, but it is amazing how much more, I don't think it's really mainstream yet, but how much more accepted and certainly popular Reiki has become just in the last 10, 20 years.
Absolutely.
You do find it in
hospitals.
Yeah.
Yep. We need both, the Western and the Eastern approach. Smart doctors realize that Reiki can help the person to be open to the healing. It can help enhance the Western approach, the Western medicine, and they will often use it. I mean, here in Houston, at MD Anderson, the premier cancer hospital in our country, they have an entire unit of alternative therapies, Reiki being one of them. And they offer every single patient at MD Anderson the opportunity to take advantage of the alternative therapies, along with their regular chemo and whatever they do. And the cure rate there is amazing. And I think a lot of it has to do with the supporting therapies. They have aromatherapy, massage, all sorts of things. They really do, and Reiki. And it all works. Do
you remember what led you to Reiki?
I do. I was, it was my guides, my guidance system. I've been hearing my guides since birth, you know that. So somewhere in the 90s, I was told by my guide to start looking for a healing modality, he said, where you put hands on people. And so the only thing I'd ever heard of was Oral Roberts, because I was a little kid in the 50s, and my grandmother used to love to put Oral Roberts on the TV, and we loved it. He could make people see and walk when they couldn't walk. He was an amazing faith healer. So faith healing was something that I knew about. And so I was looking, and I didn't know where to look. And I went to New Hope, Pennsylvania. And I was drawn into a bookstore there. And I thought, I could feel my guide telling me, you'll find it here. And I found several books on Reiki. I didn't even know what it was. But the word intrigued me on the shelf. I took the book down. I looked at the cover, and I thought, this is it. I didn't even know there was anything else but Reiki at the time. So I bought up the books that I found there and took them home and started looking at it. Then I started talking to friends, networking, which is my way of doing anything. I always start talking about it before I do it. And I tell everybody I know or I come into contact with what I would like to do or what I'm planning. And I happened to say it to one friend, and she said, "What? Are you kidding me? I have only heard that word one other place." And it's a friend of mine just recently told me. I met her in the grocery store, ran into her. She's a professor at the local college at East Stroudsburg University, and she's going to teach a class this coming Saturday on something called Reiki, which is an energy healing. And I said, that's it. And she had me call her. It was very expensive. It was thousands of dollars at the time. But I had the money because I had my income tax return. So I got the last seat in class, and that's how then I was off and running, and I knew I was in the right place. I felt so honored. I can't even tell you. And I have done Reiki every day since I became a practitioner. Every day to somebody or something or to myself. Or I send it to someone every single day.
Now, being a practitioner is not necessarily something that everybody who's listening to this podcast episode is going to want to pursue.
No,
but
of course not.
Pretty sure everybody here who's listening, whether you're listening to this live or whether you're listening to this podcast a week, a month, a year from now, everybody can benefit from Reiki treatments.
Absolutely. If nothing
no matter
else,
what,
stress kills. It takes away your stress. It really does. Anxiety, really works.
How do you find? And I don't know if you have a good answer for this, but how do you find
I do.
a Reiki practitioner?
Google. I do it for everybody. People call me from all over the country because I have, readers because of the show. I have people call me for readings, and sometimes they'll ask me for Reiki, or they'll want someone in their town because they want to learn it. And they'll say, do you know anybody in Indiana? Do you know anybody in wherever, Florida? And so I'll just Google it for them. And then they'll say, well, which one should I go to? Because people are usually afraid. So I look at them all and I make a choice based on the energy I feel or the psychic hit I get. And then I send them the names, and then they go to these people. But you can find, there's one in every town. You're going to find somebody in your area if you just use Google, and you'll find a Reiki practitioner or master. You'll want a master if you want to take the training, but a practitioner can give you your treatment. It doesn't have to be a master. But the master does have a higher of energy at the master level.
I took just the first. I don't think I took. Yeah, just Reiki 1, and I know that pets love it. And at Reiki 1, if if you are a dog or a cat person,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it probably works with horses and other stuff too. I just have no experience with that, but I'm sure that it would. I can tell you that that animals just love it, and if you are an animal person, it's just a wonderful thing to be able to know that you can make your furry friends feel so good. And,
I think it prolongs their lives.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I think it prolongs their years. It does. Because it relaxes them. Mm-hmm.
So if you are interested in learning about Reiki, and maybe you don't want to be a Reiki master, a Reiki practitioner, but taking Reiki 1, you learn so much, and you can use it for yourself, and you can use it on your pets. Is so amazing. I can remember so many times the dog I had before the dog I have now.
Uh-huh.
I remember Benji coming up to me and
he loved it.
Oh, he loved it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just simply putting my hand on him, and and it was just a treat, and it made me feel so good knowing that I was helping him heal whatever he needed to heal, helping him be the best little Benji that he could be. And it was really neat. And I just personally just haven't felt the calling, the pull to do more, and I just guess that, well, then that's not my thing. That's not for me, and that's fine. But if any of this conversation that we've been having feels like maybe that is for me, it sounds good, I definitely suggest checking, like Toni said, Google Reiki in your area, and you'll be able to find a Reiki master that hopefully you can take classes from.
You can also Google. Oh, I'm sorry. You could also Google Reiki Circle, because that's a good place to visit to get a sampling of it and to meet the community.
Do you still
a lot of places have? Yep. Unity of Houston has a Reiki Circle. Mm-hmm.
I know for a while you were doing it on Zoom. Do you still do that?
We're doing it. Well, we do it on the second Saturday of the month in person and on Zoom, because we have people from all over the country that attend on Zoom, because during the pandemic we couldn't meet in person. So we opened it to Zoom, and at the end, when we went back in person, they were all sad, and we said, no, we'll keep Zoom going. So we do both. And then on the fourth Saturday of the month, we only do Zoom. We don't want to push it with being in person. We think we'll just do it once a month to start. And even then, I think we might be pushing it, because COVID is still around. There's no doubt about that. But of course, masks in Houston are optional, so they probably are everywhere. But
finding a Reiki circle is such a great idea if you can. Because it's kind of like being able to get, for want of a better word, being able to get some samples.
Yes.
Because the people who attend, at least in my experience, the people who attend a Reiki circle run the gamut from being masters and practitioners to being people who have maybe only heard the word and maybe know how to spell it, and that's everything in between. So you don't have to. You can go to a Reiki circle and not feel like you're supposed to know a whole bunch of stuff. You don't have to know anything. And
that's what I say. Everyone's welcome. No experience necessary. That's what I put out, and I mean it. And they come and they go, we want to learn, or we want to participate. And so I tell everybody that doesn't have a healing modality, if they want to participate, they can pray. They can pray while they're there for healing for everyone in the circle. And we also put names and people in the center of the circle and perform long distance on them. So you can put in any family members, anyone that you'd like to heal, animals, people. We all worked on a little baby barn owl that came to a shaman and Reiki master and sound healer, Deborah, who plays for us at our Reiki circle. She does sound healing. She plays these bowls and rain sticks and drums and all kinds of things while we're doing the Reiki around the circle. And this little teeny owl came to her house and came right up to the door and started screaming and let her pick him up. And she took him to the wildlife center here. And they saved him. They saved him. And then we put out a call for the healing, and there were hundreds of people all around the country that worked on him on Facebook. Little cute little thing. You could have a picture on Facebook of him sitting in her lap. And to me, it was amazing that the owl knew to come to the shaman healer, because there's so much, the symbolism of the Native Americans and the owls and the wolves. I wonder if wolves would come to her too. I think anything would. All animals come to her. It was very beautiful. And we saved that little guy.
One of the things that I really like about Reiki circles, and the same is true for meditation circles and psychic circles, is that it is the power of the group. Because you have a Reiki circle of 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, 20, however 50, many people you have.
We've had over 50 regularly.
And you have this whole, everybody gets the opportunity to give and receive.
Yes.
And to be able to have so many people working together, using their energy for whatever healing you need, is powerful.
Yeah.
It's just...
We're actually channeling the energy through us.
Yeah.
We can't give away our own energy. Yeah, it's a channeling thing.
Right.
It's amazing. I actually put everyone into a meditation, so we get the symbolism and the imagery of the cord coming down from heaven attaching to our heads, and so that we know where our power comes from, our higher power source in heaven, and that the Reiki energy is traveling through us first and channeling out through our hands to the people. And also with the barn owl, I didn't mention he had a head injury. He had run into some kind of a window in a storm. But he came to her house. It wasn't her window that he went into. But he knew that she was a shaman somehow. Very amazing, or a healer.
Wow.
It amazes me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would, if you're not following Toni on Facebook already, you should. And I will try and remember to also share on the Psychic Tapestry page when your next Zoom Reiki circle's coming up. Because
it's this
I think
Saturday, actually. Yeah.
It's
this Saturday. I'll post to it. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep, at 11 a.m.
This Saturday,
Central.
So if you're listening live now, and as we cruise through September, coming up this Saturday, which would be 24th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm about to send
24th.
out the email tomorrow, so I will.
Yeah. So now everybody who's listening right now knows in advance before the people who would normally get the email. But you can show up. Is there a cost or a donation or anything?
Very optional, because normally we were collecting money in person at Unity for the church, because they give us the space. So whatever money they'd like to donate to Unity, to the organization, is fine. And it's, as I said, it's called a love offering. It's optional. Whatever people feel like doing or doing nothing, it's all right. Doesn't matter.
So really, it's just a cost of your time. Mm-hmm. And I would heartily recommend it. If you're at all curious, this is a great way to find out more about Reiki and
absolutely
experience what it feels like and what the dynamic is like, and just learn a little bit more about it. May not be for everybody. we're all different.
Yes,
We're all
yes. I think some people somewhere, I guess, have a hard time believing in it. But people that come to the circle, sometimes they're skeptical when they come in. We've never had anybody visit the circle who didn't leave saying, I don't know what that was, but boy, that's wonderful, and I'm coming back. I know it's good because it felt good. It felt very special. And so they accept it, that it's energy and that it's good and that it's positive.
Well, I wholeheartedly suggest anybody listening, if you can make it this Saturday, turn on Zoom and join Toni. She'll have information on her Facebook page.
I will send you, and I'll send you the log-on info. We keep the same meeting ID, and there's no password needed. So this meeting is always there, but you can only log in on the designated day at 11 a.m. Central. But I will send you the log-on info so you can post it.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, of course.
I was going to say my favorite thing about Reiki is, of course, for the pets, because
I love that too.
But one of I guess it would be my favorite thing. Not that anybody asked, but I'll tell you anyway. My second favorite thing about it is that it's a distance. Distance healing is a part of it, or can be a part of it, which is why this works over Zoom, and which is why when I was desperate and in a lot of pain, I could message Toni, and she'd be able to send healing energy to me from Texas to Florida. And I believe you've done that to me before when I was in California. So you were able to send it east or west. And and I've had, and I know of other people who've done that, and that it's a great, there's certainly an amount of belief that you need to have. If you don't believe that this is going to do anything, if you don't believe it's going to work, you're right. And
well, you know what, though? I also can answer that. I have had the occasional person who has said, after it's over, I'll say, did you feel anything? Nope, didn't feel a thing. That's not for me. And then they will call me later and say, but guess what? My pain's gone, or my thing is better, or whatever they brought them in. And they say, so whatever it is, it worked, even though I didn't feel it. People experience energy differently. Some people feel it very strongly, always in a positive way, though. They can feel sometimes heat, cool feeling, it depends, or just an energy feeling surrounding them. But I have had people who claimed it was nothing and then called back and had to admit to me that whatever they came for, whatever the healing that was needed, what did happen. And I thought that was great. It was a testament to Reiki. Yeah.
And it is nice when it's like with psychic readings. I've had people who have emailed me after the fact when they said that whatever it was that I had told them, that it didn't resonate. They didn't know what that meant. That it just didn't feel like a message for them. And then after the fact, every once in a while, I'll get a message that, I didn't think about that, but after I thought about it for a couple days, things clicked and I realized what that meant, or I saw something else and it all made sense, or whatever it was. It's always nice to get that back. A lot of times we don't get that, which is...
I agree.
Which, but...
Yep.
But it's... I just think it's Reiki is a wonderful thing, and I did try. It's just one of those things that the learning of it to be a practitioner and a master, just not on my path, or at least not right now. And it's funny.
It's a long life. It might be later in life that you feel like you need to do more of it. You never know.
And it's funny when something is not for you. There are times where it comes down to, no matter how hard you try to make it work. It's just not clicking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, it's kind of like, it's kind of like me and tarot. I mean, I made my own deck of tarot cards because I couldn't find a deck that I clicked with, and I made my own that are all based on songs, and that works for me. But it's the music that really works for me. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not the 78 cards in a traditional tarot deck. That just doesn't. And I have tried so many times to dig in and to really study and learn everything, and it just doesn't stick. And it just comes down to, you know what, this just isn't for me, or it's not for me right now. And okay, well, fine. I'm fine with using the music in the way that I do, and that speaks to me, that works for me, and people who come to me for readings usually come to me because of that, so it speaks to them.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I had a reading with a wonderful woman last week, and she didn't really know about the music thing, and she was reading something on the website, and she saw something about the music and about me being a former skeptic, and all of that clicked, and it was terrific. It was she got a lot out of it, and it was, I'm trying really hard to dance around because I don't want to give anything private away,
right.
But it was just that's something that really resonates with me and really works with me, and that's great. And everybody's different. And if what we've been talking about with Reiki has piqued your curiosity, and you feel like you want to know more, whether it's because you would like to get a treatment yourself, or you would just like to find out more and see if it's for you, keep your eyes on Toni's Facebook page, and if you're not connected, keep your eyes on the Psychic Tapestry social media, and we will shout out information so that you could attend the Zoom Reiki Circle this weekend and get a good sampling of it.
Yay.
And I feel like we could probably keep talking about this for the whole hour, but we've got some people on the phone who would like to talk to us.
Then.
So, yeah, let's do that. So I guess if people haven't heard enough from you yet, you should talk some more and explain yourself. So who are you, and why are you here, and what are you going to do?
Okay. I am Toni DeMaio. I was born this way. I'm psychic and also a psychic medium, although that's not my specialty. My specialty is listening to my own guides and angels, and I get my information through that guidance system. So the messages that I'll be giving you will be filtered through your guidance system also. And we're ready to go now, I think, and I can't wait to get started. So I'm happy to be here and honored to be able to give you readings tonight.
And I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Honored to be giving readings with you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm Ken Kessler, and I fly the plane here. I'm a psychic medium and a music intuitive. And as I've been talking about the music, I get my messages through music, through spirit that's connected to music, and that kind of thing. For the purposes of this podcast, I use one of 11 different, I call them psychic jukeboxes, playlists with thousands of songs on it. Today, I'm using psychic jukebox number 9, which has 4,266 songs on it. And I started shuffling randomly before we begin, and I invite your guides and my guides to give me the song that is the message for you. So when you call up, I can tell you that Cruisin' by Smokey Robinson was playing, and I can tell you about Smokey, and I can tell you about that song and what I think it means for you. And all that's well and good, but music is so personal that the song Cruisin' or the artist Smokey Robinson could have a personal meaning for you that's different from what I say, and that's okay. That's how it works sometimes. Angels and spirit like to use what's in our head as the reader to give you what you need to know, and sometimes it could just be as simple as my saying Smokey Robinson. So there. So that's how that will work. And with all of that said and done, let's grab. Let's see how many calls we can get through before Blog Talk Radio cuts us off.
Okay.
Hi, thanks so much for hanging on. What's your first name?
Hi, this is Anne.
Hi, Anne. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New Mexico.
And how can we help you tonight?
I would like, tomorrow is my birthday, so I'd like a birthday.
I love that. A birthday reading. Okay. Let me. Are you currently in a relationship?
No, I am open to one.
Okay. The first card that I have for you in the Guardian Angel deck is the Helper of Emotion. This is a prediction for you that romance will soon bloom in your life and love will grow. You will receive flowers unexpectedly, and you'll be talking on the phone, they're saying, having long conversations that will go on for hours. It's all part of the process of falling in love. Your heart will soar and you'll smile more, and you'll be smiling more than you usually do. And it says you'll even remember how to blush again. And this is just a really good card. It's all about love. And this may be a new person in your life, or it could be someone that you already know who has this secret love for you. But in any case, love is about to burst into flames in your life. They're saying romance is about to come your way. There is love in the air. And now it's talking about who this person might be. It's someone who is dreamily emotional and romantic. It'll be one of your soulmates. He'll be an idealist about romance, an artist at heart who can be a little bit dramatic, but he is wise in matters of the heart, with clarity about what's important in life. Could I ask your birthday, Anne? Oh, tomorrow. So I know what your birthday is. It's September 21st. Okay. Excellent. That's a really great sign. So that would make you on the cusp of Virgo and Libra. Yes. Which one do you think you are?
I had my chart done, and I'm really at the end of Virgo.
Yes, exactly. And the second card is also about love, and I'm not even in the love deck. I think it's safe to say that you are destined to have love in this next period of time. This is, again, about, amazing. A relationship moves into a deeper, more meaningful phase. It will be romantic. Your feelings will continue to grow, and the connection between the two of you will evolve and expand. This is a relationship that has very powerful spiritual aspects to it. Relationships that don't feel harmonious at this time, other relationships that aren't about love, will also heal in your life. Mutual respect and understanding will be present in this new love relationship. Wow, this is amazing. So this is falling in love is the deeper meaning and a powerful connection. So I am just amazed by that, because this is not a love deck, and they are just so, your guides and angels are saying, no, she's going to be in love very soon. So that's your birthday gift.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm excited for you. And now I'm going to give you to Ken for your musical messages, and thank you for calling, dear.
Hi, Anne. The song that was playing when we took your call was Imagine, but this version was by Willie Nelson, not John Lennon. But you probably are familiar with John's song. And what I feel like this means for you is that whatever it is that you want for your life, really, whatever you want to manifest for your life, you can have, but you got to figure out what that is. And since you're a Virgo, you should make some lists. I do that all the time. We get calls from people every now and then who say what they want is love. And if you pry a little bit, they don't really know what that means for them besides that they want love, they want to be happy. So take a look at some of those big things that you want and make some lists on what they really mean and what steps, what needs to happen to get there, because the universe wants you to have that. But it's hard when you don't zero in on what it is that you really want. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yep. I have done that.
Okay.
But I'll do it again. I'll refresh it.
Okay. Well, and I think because the song came up by Willie Nelson and not John Lennon, it's in a different way. So maybe try and look at some of those things in a little bit of a different way, and see if that helps.
And I think it's also because of where I live. I live a couple hours from Texas, so it fits my environment.
Okay, good. Well, thanks for calling in, and I hope you have a very happy birthday tomorrow.
Yes.
Great,
happy birthday.
So much. Great, thanks.
Thank you.
347-83. I shouldn't give out the number. We've got a bunch of people hanging on, and we're running out of time already. Hi, thanks for hanging on. What's your first name?
Hi, I'm Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from Georgia.
And how can we help you tonight?
Well, let's see. The one thing is very interesting is I have a patent pending on this invention, and I'm just wondering when some company and how some company is going to find it and manufacture it for me.
I like that.
I'm not a big business manufacturer, you know.
Yes. This is exciting. Well, the card that I pulled for you is the 3 of Action. So I'll read what it says because it's pretty interesting. Things are going to go very, very well for you. The choices you've made so far are good ones, and you can see that your ship is about to come in. Excellent. But now what? Have you put together your strategies for the next phase? Success is wonderful, and you shouldn't rest on your laurels. It's time to move on to your next big adventure, and it's safe to build upon your accomplishments for further growth, or you can choose to do something even a little different. But where you go next is entirely up to you. And this is about having something very important in your life that you're counting on turn out just as you expected. It's about finding that you have to travel for your career. It's about setting new goals. And it's about the need for some patience. And I don't know about you, but that sounded like somebody who was about to have their invention picked up. That sounded wonderful. So have you been trying to get it placed somewhere?
So it's all happening extremely fast because I'm very focused sometimes. So I got the patent written in a month. We are going to get it reviewed early. It's on somebody's desk for review right now.
Perfect.
So it's, and I contacted Petco, and they might be interested. You know, I'm working it. You know, it's just happening And I just demoed the thing, and the demo was really successful. Also, what you said seems to refer to I'm at the verge of getting out of my current job. Not that I didn't like it. I did up until a month ago, but then I'm starting to feel offended and demoralized. And I maybe trying to take another, I don't have another job yet, but I'm looking for other work that might end up being extremely interesting.
Oh, I'm sure. I have no doubt that you're going to manifest exactly what you want. I believe it. In fact, this next card is also an action card. It says, "So far, so good." You're going to have some decisions to make, but you also have time to arrive at them. Don't be concerned if you're noticing there's a little slowdown at the speed in the speed at which your plans are manifesting. But take this time as an opportunity to work on the long-term vision that you have for your life. You have accomplished a lot, but there's still a lot to do. Consider carefully if this might be the right time to take on a new partner for your endeavor, and I believe you're working on that right now. It's all right to be independent. However, it can also be a great benefit to have someone help you along this path to success. Listening to the ideas of others could greatly expand your worldview. This is all about evaluating your options and successfully negotiating a contract very soon. I see big success for you, honey. You're going to make this happen. Michelle, you're on your way. This is good. And now I'm going to give you to Ken. I'm so glad you called in tonight. You're a delight.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
The song that came up when we took your call was "My Way," this particular version by Elvis.
I love it.
And really, I think about what you've been saying about your idea and your patent and everything, and you just need to maintain that confidence that got you this far, because you're going to be able to do it. You just have to believe in you, and you certainly have been able to do that so far to get where you are. I didn't mean to rhyme that, but it just worked out that way.
Yeah.
But
that's great.
You just have
by
to,
Elvis yet.
Yeah. So the king is telling you to do it your way.
I'm going to watch that one.
And the thing is, when you do things your way, that means that you don't have, not only do you not have anybody to blame, but you don't have any second thoughts after the fact. I should have done this, or I shouldn't have done that, because you did it the way that you felt things needed to be done. And especially what they're saying in this case is that's what you need to do. So you need to just believe, keep the confidence high that got you where you are, and it's going to be great.
Wow, that's amazing how you do that. That is for both of you. But you picked out a song for me once before that was my ultimate all-time favorite song. And I don't know how the heck you picked that out. It was crazy.
I don't pick it out. My guides, your guides, give me the songs. I would love to take credit and say that I'm so smart and gifted and amazing that I could just pick out the most wonderful song that's perfect for you. But I'm just the vessel. They do the work. But thank you. Thank you for the kind words.
Very exciting.
And I hope that you will call us back and let us know as things start to really cook with us.
Yeah, I will.
Cool.
Thanks again.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Okay.
We are quickly running out of time. Let's try and squeeze in one more.
Okay.
Hi, thanks for hanging on. What's your first name?
Hi, this is Stacy.
Hi, Stacy. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Florida.
And how can we help you tonight?
I wanted to know what you see in regards to me getting this job that I want.
Okay. Well, the card that popped out for you is a happy change. Your angels celebrate with you as good luck comes your way. Slow-moving events will now suddenly take a leap forward. Great progress will be possible. Unexpected opportunities provide you with the chance to make big and real changes in your life. It may be necessary for you to make clear and firm decisions very quickly. If the situation you find yourself in leaves you lacking in confidence, ask for assistance from your guides and angels or trusted people around you. The deeper meaning of this card is unexpected employment opportunities, a chance to better your life, hope for a brighter tomorrow, and what goes around comes around. That sounds to me like you're getting the job. That sounds like a yes to me.
Okay.
Big happy changes. And now I'm going to give you the 10 because of the time, and he'll give you your song.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling, Stacy, and good luck.
Thanks.
Hi, Stacy. The
Hello.
song that came up for you is an old standard called "Always." Do you know that song? It's an Irving Berlin song. I'll be loving you always. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This particular version is by Dave Brubeck, and I believe it's actually an instrumental. But for me, what this means is that this is a good time for you to connect with your angels and guides. Do you ever meditate or talk to your angels and guides?
Yes.
Okay. This would be a great time to do that and make sure they know that this job is what you want. And for whatever reasons that are in your heart, whether it's that it's the perfect fit or it is what you are driven to do, or it's about the money, or it's a combination, whatever all of that stuff is, because they want you to know they're on your side, they're your team, and they're always with you.
Okay.
I guess they should say that they're with you always, because that's the song. So just know that you have this amazing team around you that is cheering you on and is standing by you and supporting you. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much for calling us tonight.
Thank you. Thanks.
Right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, Stacy.
Blog Talk Radio is going to cut us off here in another minute or so, and I feel like I should say this because it's very easy to pick on Blog Talk Radio. It's not that they're mean. When I scheduled this podcast, I scheduled it from 8 to 9 Eastern, and it's about a minute and a half from 9 o'clock. So they saw that I scheduled it till 9, and they said, okay, coming up at 9, you're cut off. So,
exactly.
So apologies to those who are still hanging on that we couldn't get to you. With luck, Toni and I, with luck, I mean technology willing. Toni and I will be back 2 weeks from tonight. And if you can't wait that long, go to psychictapestry.com, click on our readers and teachers, and you can connect with Toni or with me or with Lisa. And you can look at doing a private reading that way. But or just wait, and we'll be back 2 weeks from tonight. Thanks so much, everybody, for listening. Thanks to those who called in. And, Toni, thank you for giving up your Tuesday night
Ken.
for us.
Thank you. Always do.
Likewise. Thanks again, everybody. Take care of yourselves this week. Stay safe, and make sure you tell people close to you that you love them. And we will see you in a couple weeks.
Bye-bye.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.